What's up, you guys? This is Jayden Young back with another video today. Well, I can't really necessarily say another video because obviously I haven't made a video in a week, but the video I did actually make, surprisingly, last week, I was very disappointed because when I went back and watched it, the volume wasn't even on the whole time, and the mic was on, but it wasn't even recording the sound or anything. So depressing, man. I damn near cried. But this week I'm back with another video. And really, in this video today, I wanted to discuss how to handle rejection. And I'm not saying this about myself because obviously, I haven't been rejected, but well, I've been rejected before, obviously in the past, but I'm saying now, obviously, because I'm in the midst of, talking with somebody else at the time. But regardless of that, right now, being rejected, it sucks. I can tell you from my own personal experience. And I was watching this YouTube channel the other day. I forget the guy's name, but he's a really cool dude. And he talked about like guys today, and like when you think about it, it's just really true because what he talked about in the video was how I think it was really how males like as soon as they get any attention from a guy, like they stop really talking to their guy friends, they stop talking to people in general because they're just so focused on that girl. And I think a lot of it has to do with today is how loneliness is so stronger than ever when it comes to relationships. So many people now are just they're alone and they're single, and they don't really have anybody to really build something with, and that goes for really a lot of men, of course, out there. Your average Joes out there, they don't really have all the opportunities in the world to really go out and get all the women. And I mean, many of us, we work all the time. We have many other priorities in our life, so we necessarily don't have all the time as well to really build a social life like how some other people could have. And and I've noticed this myself in the past. Before, of course, I get in the topic of how to handle rejection, but giving you the backstory just and all that. I remember just talking with girls in the past, and I would just be so needy, kind of needy and desperate, clingy, because I guess I didn't really experience, relationships like that. I didn't really have a girl talk to me like that much. I mean, most of the girls who I never really even approached a girl. Most girls who I've talked to have pretty much come to me in that way. But and that's not to brag or say anything like that, but I never really had much attention from women. And the thing is, like, even even now, I've worked on myself, and yeah, I know get I can get many women. I don't really care about that, like I don't really care about that. But speaking continuously on with the story in the past, especially, I would definitely get rejected by girls because, like I said, I was needy, desperate, insecure, clingy, and all of it had to do with the need for, I would say, validation from one, but not only that, but obviously the wanting and need for like love and intimacy and life. I didn't have that. I was deprived of that feeling. And I can tell you now from my own personal experience, like I said, I was just so desperate and clingy. I didn't have purpose. I didn't have anything really going for myself in my life. And because of that, I continuously failed with women over and over again. And I didn't really look at myself, in the process because I was blaming them. And that's when I started watching Reddit Pill content. And especially after the first girl I really, really talked to and things really initiated to another level, after that failed, I was just like, man, these women ain't nothing, and that was my mindset at the time. And it was really bad, corrupt. And that's when I started watching the Red Pill and it got even more corrupt. And, being so young and so not knowing, hearing what these guys say, it just like, it was crazy, because a lot of it, a good amount of it was true. But of course, when you look at it in reality, like it's not the right way. It's really just not, it's not the right way. And and I would be listening to these guys, and I was bitter. I was angry, and all they did was just feed into the bitterness and the anger that I already had within myself. And because of that, what happened? Obviously, just failed after failure with women until finally, I had to really look at myself. And that's the first way when it comes to dealing with rejection is you have to look at yourself. When you look at yourself, you have to really see why did this girl reject me? Maybe you got the girl's number. Maybe you took her out on the date. or and things just didn't really work out. Maybe she said, I'm sorry, but I didn't really like you. Or, maybe you approached a girl and she said, I'm sorry, I don't really want this, It happens, And and the moment it sucks. Rejection definitely sucks. It's really a hard feeling at first when you get rejected, especially if you really like this person and you really want to get to know them more. It's gonna hurt short term. It's short term hurt. It's not long term type of hurt, but it's the type of hurt that does still last. And it definitely, it hurts, as I said before. But as time goes by, things get better. But the first thing you have to really do is ask yourself, why did this person reject me? Take your ego and everything out the equation and really look at yourself objectively speaking on why could this person rejected me. Was I nervous, or was I needy, talking with her? Was I doing too much? Was I clingy? Was I being desperate? Because I get it. When you get that girl, especially that number, man, you're so excited and you're like, oh man, a girl's actually interested in me and wants to really get to know me. We're all excited and really wanting to talk to her and this and that. I can relate because I'm the exact same way, especially when I first get a girl's number, getting to talk to her, and I'm like, oh man, especially if it's really good, I'm like, man, it's clicking. And obviously, with my previous relationship that I was in, things were just clicking. Everything was just working really well. It's just a great buildup, and because of that, you know, you really just have to learn from the experience. After you really look at yourself objectively speaking, you look at everything that happened. You really have to really see, okay, get that external awareness. Well, not external, but internal awareness on, what can I do better? You have to have the mentality of what could I do better to get better results next time? You know, if you were desperate, clingy, needy, doing too much, insecure, you have to really find happiness within yourself. If you're needy and all that, the key to really stopping all that is obviously, of course, finding happiness within yourself, internally speaking, but externally speaking, get a life, build hobbies, get interests, do things that actually are going to benefit you. Things that you actually enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you do. Focus more on those things and focus on trying to actually get your life together as a man, especially. And when you focus on those things, all the other things will just come into to place. When it comes to these relationships, especially, man. And really, after you after you do those things, after you see, okay, what I did wrong, and you take your ego out of the equation and see, boom, 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 your results can be better for the next times. Maybe then again, you go up to that girl, you've been doing more inner work on yourself, you're more confident in your abilities, you're just more assertive. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you want. Most importantly, that's really important when it comes to dating. You got to know what you want. And when you know these things and you have happiness within yourself, you have a life that you enjoy, regardless of being in a relationship or not, a girl will want to be part of your life. It's really that simple. Because women, they obviously they a real woman will love you for who you truly are, regardless of those things. But she still wants you to be financially stable. She still wants to believe in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And a woman isn't just going to just they're not just going to just to join. It has to be a reason why she wants to join you part of your journey. Real talk. And moving on to after looking at yourself and evaluating it, see obviously the areas of weaknesses that you have. As I said before, neediness, all this. If because honestly, when you look at it, many of us really don't. Many of us have things that are really good that are on point. Maybe you're not needy. Maybe you just don't have purpose. Maybe you just don't. How can I put it? Maybe you don't have full confidence. It's really about working on those areas, of course, that are lacking thereof speaking. It's about really focusing on building up these areas of your life because if you don't, it's just not going to be good. If you want to attract the highest quality of women, especially, you have to be willing to work on all these areas of weaknesses in your life. Maybe you are making a lot of money, for example. Maybe you do have a really good job, a great career going for yourself, but you don't have a great personality. You don't have great qualities about you. It's time to really do that inner work and do the changes to make yourself into that person. Because if you want to attract a high quality woman, obviously, then you have to become a high quality man in the process. It's really that simple. And look, the last advice I will have to give when it comes to dealing with rejection is accept the pain and hurt now. Because I feel like obviously I don't know if I've talked about this a lot on my channel or not, but obviously today, well, yeah, more so today, really, men are actually not taught to be stoic and masculine in that way. They're more so taught to be open and express your emotions freely and be, live life, just all these feminine qualities. And my only thing that I would only agree with when it comes to this is just actually accepting and embracing how you feel and your emotions. That's really all I can really say about this, because the danger side of obviously masculinity that way is suppressing and holding and binding in, which is not good because it's just going to cause more inner pain, and it will come out in different ways over time. I've seen it happen with myself as well. It will just come out in different ways. It's good to just really evaluate how you feel now, sit with that little hurt that you had, because like I said, rejection, if it wasn't anything long term, you know, or maybe even your girlfriend broke up with you, something that it would be long term, you got to sit with that pain. You got to sit with that hurt. Feel feel how you feel. I don't. It's just really that simple. Feel how you feel. Don't try to rationalize it. Don't try to do quick fixes like just automatically going to the gym and doing this and that, doing all these external things. Focus internally. And especially if it's a short, something that wasn't long term. It was just a very short term thing that didn't last. You can get over this in like a day or two. You know what I'm saying? By simply sitting with how you feel, evaluating on it, and then moving forward. If you have to cry, cry. It doesn't matter, because that's actually strength to actually be able to show your emotions in that manner. So if you have to do that, simply do that, bro, because nobody wants to have to have that burden constantly on you 24/7, because when you think about it, subconsciously speaking, of course, all this is just going to be still within you. You got to really just you got to really let that go. You got to really sit with it for a while and then move on to better, newer things in life. And that's why it's important to really sit with how you feel and then move forward. And then after that, once you've evaluated and you've healed from that little experience or a big one, it's time to move forward with life. It's time to go back after your goals and your purpose and your mission and getting things in order with your life. Because then by focusing all those things and getting your life together, you won't really be as bad when it comes to rejection. Once you've gotten to that level of self improvement and work within yourself, rejection isn't going to be that bad. If anything, you will have more, of course, an abundance mindset and the meaning of that there can be better out there for you. You know that you can find and attract better, higher quality women in your life. And that's what it takes. It takes just doing the work. If you're not willing to put in the work to get there, then you won't get there. It's really that simple. So do the work, even when you don't feel like it, as what Hamza would say. And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.